elegant. That's what this is all about. So let's thank Charnel. And I want to thank our host, Dr. David Wilson, for allowing us. We have a few more distinguished people with us today. I want to recognize Governor O'Malley, who is here. Your Mayor, Mayor Rawlings Blake. We have Senators Mikulski and Cardin who are here. I'm not sure if they're still here, but Representatives Cummings, Edwards, and Sarbanes. Well, thank you so much. And all of the other Maryland elected officials who've taken time to be with us today. Thank you all. And most of all, I want to thank all of you for joining us, especially all of the students here from North. Folks like President Clinton, Vice President Biden, and they reminded us of a few things. How much we've accomplished together, how much is at stake, and why we need to re-elect my husband for 4 more years. And see, my job in Charlotte, I thought was pretty easy. Because I had the pleasure and the honor of talking about the man I have loved and admired for 23 years, and why I decided to marry him.
Put that black belt for you.
Everybody liked my speech, but I had good material to work with. I've been sharing our story a little bit, but I want the young people to pay attention because, see, back when I first met Barack and started dating, he had everything going for him. All right, ladies, listen to this. I want you to be looking. Yes, he was handsome, still is. He was charming, talented, and oh so smart, truly. But that is not why I married him. Now, see, I want the fellas to pay attention to this. Y'all listening?
Yeah.
What truly made me fall in love with Barack Obama was his character. It was his decency, his honesty, his compassion, and conviction. See, I love that Barack was so committed to serving others that he turned down high-paying jobs and instead started his career fighting to get folks back to work in struggling communities. I love that about him. And I love that Barack was devoted to his family, especially the women in his life. I saw the respect he had for his mother. And I saw how proud he was that she was able to put herself through school while supporting him and his sister as a single mom. I saw the tenderness that he felt for his grandmother, and how grateful he was that long after she should have retired, she was still waking up every morning, catching a bus to her job at a community bank, make sure she was supporting his family. And he watched as she was passed over for promotion simply because she was a woman.
That's right.
But he saw how she kept getting up, kept doing what she needed to do, doing that same job year after year, and doing it without complaint or family that same hope that his kids would one day have opportunities he never dreamed of. Now, how many people here have folks like that in their lives? Like so many families in this country, our families just weren't asking for much. You know, they didn't begrudge anyone else's success. They didn't mind if others had much more than they did. In fact, they admired it. They simply believed in that fundamental American promise that even if you don't start out with much, if you work hard and do what you're supposed to do, then you should be able to build a decent life for yourself and a better life for your kids and grandkids. And they also believed, yes, that when you worked hard and done well, and walked through that doorway of opportunity, you don't slam it shut behind you. You reach back and you give up. That's how Barack and I and so many of you were raised. You know, those are the values we were taught. And we learned that how hard you work matters more than how much you make. We learned that the truth matters. So you don't take shortcuts, you don't game the system, you don't play by your own set of rules. We learned that no one gets where they are on their own. That each and every one of us has a community of people lifting us up, from the teachers who inspire us to the janitors who keep our schools. To value everyone's contribution and treat everyone with respect. You know, we also learned about citizenship and service, that we're all a part of something bigger than ourselves, that with our freedoms come obligations, and with our blessings come a duty to give back to others who have less. And these are the values that such an extraordinary husband to me, and such a phenomenal father to our girls. But Barack's values matter to me not just as a wife and a mother, but also as a citizen and as a first lady. See, because I've seen up close and personal what being president really looks like. And I've seen how critical those values are for leading this country. Over the past 3.5 years, I've seen how the issues that come across the president's desk are always the hard ones. You know, decisions that aren't just about the bottom line, but they're about laying a foundation for the next generation. And I've seen how important it is to have a president who doesn't just tell us what we want to hear, but who tells us the truth, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. And I've also seen that when it comes time to make those tough calls, and everyone's urging you to do what's easy, what polls best, what makes good headlines. As president, you have got to be driven by the struggles, hopes, and dreams of all the people you serve. As president, you have to have a strong inner compass and a core commitment to your fellow citizens. That's how you make the right decisions for this country. That's what it takes to be a leader. See, and since the day he took office, on issue after issue, crisis after crisis, that's what we've seen in my husband. We have seen his values at work. We've seen his vision unfold. We've seen his character, courage, and conviction. I think back to when Barack first took office. Our economy was on the brink of collapse. Now, newspapers were using words like meltdown and calamity, declaring